Mr. Speaker, the period of this Parliament began with a journey, as it is well known, in March 2013. And of course, Mr. Speaker, I think we're all aware of the path we had to travel in the state that we met our country, and the fact that as a team we had to use the collective will, strength, tenacity, and leadership to take us from there to where we are today. It was not an easy road, but because of that collective united effort, we can safely say that we succeeded in meeting, generally speaking, the aims and aspirations of our people for what they expected when they voted in February 2013. Mr. Speaker, it's well known that we were selling assets to pay salaries when we came. It was well known that we owed almost everybody. It was well known that the election is February 19th. February had 28 days. The cabinet wasn't really formed before about 22nd, 23rd of February. So the time period to arrange salaries with no money in the Treasury and the banks, of course, refusing to give any resources to the government at the time because of the serious fiscal problems that we were facing. The challenges were enormous, but we traversed that path, Mr. Speaker, pretty successfully. But we had to institute the structural adjustment program, and well known, Mr. Speaker, we've spoken about this, the success historically, that we have gained regional and international recognition because of what we have done, and gained the support of our people. Because without the support of key players, the trade union movement, the business community, the church leadership, and of course the non-governmental community, we would not have succeeded. So the success of the program primarily has to go to all and sundry. Yes, those of us in government will get some credit, but the country as a whole, Grenada's name is what is playing out there, Mr. Speaker, in every sense. Mr. Speaker, in that sense, therefore, I want to commend and compliment and thank my cabinet colleagues and the parliamentary team chosen by the people for that support for over the last 4.5, almost 5 years, because we're talking February 19th is 5 years. And to say that because of that support, that we believe that the people are accepting this team and the collective power of this team in making any decisions and going forward for the next 5 years. So I want to thank all my colleagues. Every one of us at different levels, their roles were quite evident in the success that we've had. We don't have to measure individuals, players, and roles that they played, but as a collective, the collective work of all concerned has been responsible for the success of this government. In that sense, therefore, I want to also say that we would not have been successful, all this that we've had, without the success of the public servants in the various areas. And for me, Mr. Speaker, I have to commend the Cabinet Secretariat and the Cabinet Secretary for the leadership role played with respect to the public service. They were essential for the success that we have had. The Prime Minister's ministry, the staff, the commitment, the sacrifices, the hard work of the team of the Prime Minister's ministry. The Ministry of National Security, the police force, the leadership of the police force, the fact that they have been able to help us to keep that image of peace and stability and security is also must be highly commended, and they have played a role in where we are today. Commissioner and the hierarchy of the police force must be commended. Ministry of Information, of course, and its leadership there, the NADMA, the sections of Disaster Management Agency, Mr. Speaker, would have played their role in that whole concept of success and development and the image that this country has gained. But more importantly, Mr. Speaker, I have to single out the Ministry of Finance. Because without finance being appropriately run, we won't have the resources no matter what else we have done. And no matter what any sections of the government have done, if finance had not performed and provided leadership and, of course, the management of the government fiscal situation, we would not be where we are. In that sense, we've had several permanent secretaries in the ministry. It's well known the present governor of the central bank played an enormous role, working very closely with the Minister of Government, the leader of government business, and of course the Minister responsible for communication for some of the major initiatives that we have taken, and working with the regional and international community and financial institutions. They played a major role. And then Mike Sylvester came in and continued that excellent work. And then after he left, for opportunities that were created, we had the short-term support of Dr. Sandiford. And of course, it was necessary in the interim period to give the new leadership an opportunity in Ministry of Finance some space. His period of service ended, and Mr. Speaker, we want to thank him for that support, and for those who have been spreading propaganda and rumor that he and I have some big splitters there, they would be unhappy to note that he will be serving as an advisor to the Prime Minister, not just to the Minister of Finance, but to the Prime Minister of the country. So there's no love lost for those of them. I'm sorry to disappoint those who are expecting differently. Mr. Speaker, to my constituents who are responsible once again for giving me the support to be here, I have to thank them for that continued faith, and based on all that I've seen, it appears that certainly for at least the last time they would be giving me the opportunity to be here again, if God, of course, gives me that health to continue in serving the people of that constituency. So I want to thank all of them for the enormous support they've given me. And Mr. Speaker, therefore, the staff of the Parliament, to you, Mr. Speaker, and all the members of the staff, to thank you, because as is well known, this is likely, it's not, I can afford to say so and speak with more confidence than the leader of government business, that this is likely to be, unless there is some emergency, to be the last Parliament session of this period of 5-year cycle that's available. In fact, at the funeral that I just came from, I made the point that I had to go to leave them early. And I indicated that it is likely to be the last session. So before I left, the bishop in his homily got up and he says the first time in his entire career he heard a Parliament was dissolved in a church service this morning. Mr. Speaker, I'm making this point to say that we don't know what the people, and we can't assume, while we are confident of where we are as a party in the government, we don't know, we can't assume what the people will do. So we cannot say that all of us here would be back. We feel confident that we will be back, but we cannot be in any certainty, because only God that knows this. And of course the people, of course, have a say in this. Similarly, Mr. Speaker, you don't know whether you're going to be here. And the other staff members, the clerk and others, don't know whether they're going to be back. There's some things that control this. But all we can say is that we've served for 5 years, and to take the opportunity, Mr. Speaker, to wish everyone the best in the coming months and weeks and months ahead. And we look forward, hopefully, we'll all be back together as one team once again. Mr. Speaker, therefore, I want to say this. Next Sunday, we will be announcing officially the direction given to the Governor General.